for your weekly dose of pop culture
with Cassie and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody, how you doing? My name is Kenny Walker, and this is Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture, and they have, Kathy has let the, she has let the Looney Tunes run the Looney House tonight. I think she'll be on a little bit later on. But I'm here with you. I'm your guy, Kenny Walker. And Kathy Walker is also in here. And she'll be back in here probably pretty soon. But in any event, hello, everybody. How you doing? How's it going? You're going to be dealing with a lot of me tonight. I hope you can handle it, man. I hope you can handle it. I hope you can take it. So this tonight, we're doing a special... Hey, Lisa, how you doing? Hello, Lisa. How you doing? Our cousin Lisa, Miss Tells the Truth, is in our messages listening up. Kathy should be in here pretty soon. But in any event, tonight we are doing a show on National Poetry Month. So I have some poets who are going to be able to call in, and those poets that I asked to call in. I asked some specific poets to call in. If you guys are listening to this now, instead of calling in, I sent you all links on your Facebook. So if you can hit that Facebook link, and I can actually, and Kathy can tag you in on your times, that would be great. And we can actually see your face and you can do your spoken word piece. But, because I had some poets, hopefully they all show up in order to do spoken word pieces, because we're talking about poetry tonight, because this month is National Poetry Month, and we are pop culture, so we're going to talk about that because it's one of the things near and dear to my heart. So that's what we're going to do. And poetry should be near and dear to everybody's heart, because everyone had to read poems in high school and grade school and middle school and everything else. So that being said, we are going to get this going. Now, for those of you following Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture on our Facebook feed, I don't know if some of you have seen this, but I have kept my word, and I have been to the gym 3 times this week. I was in the gym Monday. I was in the gym Tuesday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I went into the gym, and I've been in the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, working out, doing my thing, except for I did have a mishap on Friday at the gym. Let me tell you about my mishap at the gym, because I've been keeping my word, and I've been posting it and doing the videos and everything. But let me tell you about my mishap at the gym. So I go to the gym, and I start off on a treadmill every time I go, just get myself all warmed up. I do like 15, 20 minutes on. I do like Friday I was going to do like at least 20, 25. So I'm doing the treadmill, and this is my 3rd time doing it, and I'm getting into it. I'm working out, and I've been eating good all week and drinking a lot of water, eating salads, the whole 9 yards. Not eating after 8 o'clock and everything else. I'm doing great this week. So Friday, I am feeling myself. Real good. So I'm on the treadmill, and I'm going. And see, what I do when I'm on a treadmill, I hold on to the bars and close my eyes. And then I close my eyes, because I don't want to look at the time go by, because that's how I do my increments in time and how long I can be on it. I don't go by miles. I go, because I have a lung disease, I go by how long. Anyway, I'm doing it. I'm feeling myself. And then I, at one point, open my eyes because I want to increase my speed and increase my incline. And I do that. And I open my eyes. I look to my right, and there was a cute lady over there to my right. And she looked at me and she kind of nodded. I kind of nodded back. So now I'm really feeling myself, because I'm working out and everything. So then I say, I'm the man on this thing. I'm going to let go. But I forgot to open my eyes when I let go. So I let go, and I said, "Oh, I'm doing." I said, "Let me hold on for a minute." And I went to go reach for the bars, and they weren't there. I'm still running, but the bars weren't there. And I'm like, "What the heck?" So then I opened my eyes, and I realized I'm at the end of the treadmill, about to fall off. So hey Michael, how you doing? Michael Mann's in the house. Um, so I'm about to fall off of the treadmill. So I go to grab, and it's too late. I fall off. My glasses fall in the air. I'm on the ground. My feet go from under me. I'm not, it's not doing good. The cute girl looks over at me. The cute woman looks over at me. She goes, "Are you okay?" And she's still running. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't. My music is still blasting my ears. No, I'm fine." I know she's here. You guys. "No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm doing this. I'm fine." I looked down. I got up. I wiped the machine off, and with that 20 minutes of running on the treadmill, I called it a day. I wiped my machine off, and with my tail between my legs, I left and went home because, hopefully when I go back, she doesn't recognize me or she's not there. But that was my story about the gym. So I'm going back on Monday, and the fall didn't hurt me. I think I fell in the same place I fell when I was running with the girls last month. So the fall didn't really hurt me. So I'm okay. At least I'm okay. But just my pride is hurt, and boy, did I fall. Boy. So, but anyway, but I have been going to the gym, and I wanted to let everybody know that I have been keeping my word. I have been working out. I have been eating right. Tonight's going to be one of the nights where I haven't had a chance to eat yet. So after the show, then I'm going to eat my dinner. I'm going to get something small to eat, probably a salad and some vegetables and a piece of chicken. Sorry, I got to take a drink break sometimes. But anyway, that being said, we are doing National Poetry Month. The National Poetry Month was introduced in 1996 and is organized by the Academy of American Poets, and it was to increase awareness of poetry in the United States. Now, National Poetry Month, it came in 1996, but it didn't come. Thank you, Mike. I will not give up. I know it's going to pay off. I will not give up, Mike. Trust me. You can't see the goblet? Hold on a second. Here's the goblet. The Batman goblet is in the house. Yes, the Batman goblet is in the house. And it is Mike Tasty Ginger Ale. Yes. Any event, Letta. Hey, Letta. You finally got the weekend off on your third job to celebrate my birthday. That's on Monday. Yay. We missed you, Letta. Where you been? Well, today is National Poetry. Today we're celebrating National Poetry Month. So I sent some links because Kathy is not going to have the phone working today. And I think what I might ask her to do, if any other poets want to jump on and do some spoken word, we can make it into an open mic kind of thing since I'm on my own. And if any other poets want to jump on and do some spoken word, we'll put the link on the feed. And if you have hopefully you have good connection, good lighting, and we can see you and hear you and everything else. And we can get it going like that. But in any event, one of my poets just gave me the thumbs up that he's going to be there. I got nasty. Now I got to send him a thing. Tell him to send the link. The link. You press the link and you can get on. We'll have to see you live. So I'm going to have to tell him that now. Loss. I hope you're listening to the show, and just the link I sent you. Just hit that link, and then we're gonna have to actually see you do your spoken word. You're a nice looking gentleman. You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. I mean, and Lost Child is a phenomenal poet, and I think Marco. Hey, shout out to my dad, Kenny Sr. is in the house. He's watching. Thank you, Dad. Shout out to him. And I think Marco might have called. Hold on a second. Let me do something here because everybody's texting me now because let me see. Hold on a second. See, now I have to tell people hold on a second. I'm sorry, guys. It's very, I'm not used to being by myself when I do this. They may be in the waiting room. Okay, so I know Marco is in the thing. I know I asked Marco. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off. I'm going to read off to you some of my until I get a hold of Marco, who's supposed to be the first poet on there, and the second poet on there. I know I got what's his name? I know I got Lost Child, poet Lost Child, who's a phenomenal poet, getting ready to go. But I'm going to name off some poets here that are. Hold on a second. Let me see something here. I'm gonna name off some poets here. I'm sorry, guys. Don't. Okay, great. So I have a poet backstage in the room, and this gentleman. I host an open mic every Tuesday night at a place called Miss Silly's Blues, and we have poets, singers, everything sitting there and coming in there, and comics and everything else, and rappers and everything. And this is one of the poets who I met last year, and I think we're talking. I think it's towards the end of last year, but in any event, he when I first met him, he was trying to find his place. And his form of poetry is not normal form of poetry. It's kind of like a storytelling form of poetry, but it's great, and the way he delivers it is great. And as soon as I don't know if Kathy's there to bring Marco in, but Marco, she's going to bring you. My sister's going to bring you on the feed in like 1 minute because I don't know if I can do that from here because she controls everything. But as soon as you're ready to bring him, as soon as you're ready, Marco says he's backstage. As soon as you're ready to bring him on the feed, and it'll be great. But I'm going to name up some poets here. And if you have some poets, you can put that in the comments. Let me know what poets are your favorite poets. Let me see here. I have first I gotta remember to share this on my page. But first poet, of course, I put was William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was 1564 to 1616. Edgar Allan Poe, quote the Raven Evermore, 1809 to 1849. Now, William Shakespeare was one of the first poets I ever heard do poetry because, in schools, that's what they taught you. You had to learn William Shakespeare. He was known. He was known for Marco. Just stay tight, and we're going to get you in there. And Paige, if you're out there, you stay tight too. Then you got.
Hello.
Oh, Marco's here.
Hey,
This is my friend. This is my friend, poet Marco Romeo. Marco, how you doing? Say hi. Say hi to the pop culture kids at Kathy and Ken explain pop culture.
Hello, pop culture children. Hello, pop culture offspring. Hello, hello, hello.
No, it's pop culture kids. It's pop culture kids. Pop culture kids.
Same.
Now, okay, so and celebrating National Poetry Month, Marco, do you have a favorite poet?
I have a favorite poet. I've been reading a lot of Emily Dickinson lately. My grandmother actually brought me a anthology of her work, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. So,
And Emily Dickinson was one of the poets I was just about to announce. Hey Dan, how you doing, buddy? One of the poets I was just about to announce. Got other family in the house. Hey Dan, how you doing? Emily Dickinson from 1830 to 1886. And what was that? It was a very famous poem that I love that she did, and it's skipping my mind right now. I never saw more. I never saw a tray. Yet I know how the heather looks and what it. No, I never saw more. I never saw the sea. Yet I know how the heather looks and what a wave must be.
Oh yes, yeah.
That one.
Yeah, I think it's
That one by Emily Dickinson, and it's a whole poem that I love, and I cannot remember it because I don't have usually Marco, my sister Kathy is with me, but she's kind of preoccupied right now, so I'm handling everything on my own, and I'm kind of nervous because I don't have my sister with me. So
you're doing great. What are you
thank you, sir. Thank you. Do we? Ed Brown is in the house. Robert Frost and Walt Whitman are on my list. Robert Frost, 1874 to 1963. Walt Whitman, 1819 to 1992. Walt Whitman, who was born in New York but passed away in Camden because he was. That's why a lot of things, the Walt Whitman Center, Walt Whitman Bridge. Walt Whitman was from here, and he wasn't from here, but in Camden, in Jersey, that's where he spent a lot of his time. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to give it over to Marco Romeo, who's going to bless us with one of his pieces.
Thank you so much, Kenny. Well, once again, hello, pop culture kids. My name is Marco Romeo, as Kenny so graciously introduced. I am a poet, and this piece here is very important to me because I just want to be seen, man. I mean, Christ, I know I'm pale, okay, but don't gloss me over like spilt milk on hail front of some igloo. See, you gotta go back. I was around 4. Squat copped right on the floor, watching movies, asking mom who's playing who. And then I bug! Batman could be Beetlejuice, the voice of Moses, one of Ocean's 11, 12, 13. My voice changed and I wanted to raise it, but the words I spread never left my head way they oughta. By freshman year, I figured up, can't make sentences. Let's try peers. And there I was, way, 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 way in the back, hoping that these eyes God made brown lock on to some finger wagging from a cool table so it ain't my frown swallowing crustables. After a while, it felt absurd. Everyone else has a lane next to theirs. Why's my road one way? I'd whimper. Then I remembered Batman could be Beetle. Realized Mark could be other people. I wouldn't have to fret what to say, where to stand, what to wear. All I'd have to do was make believe. And for a while there, I'd picture them wondering where they've been as I pull up to our 10-year reunion in a limo, Oscar in tow. Figure that's all they'll need to say, hey, you're all right with me. That's the prize. Keeping my eye. Now I'm getting it back. Let's just kick the eggs out the basket. I've tried. They're not gonna call this piece classic. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa now, me. Keep in mind how good it feels to write this line. Wow. You know what? I'm calling this draft final. Yeah, because whether I go viral or not, I ain't going down if I don't make you. I'm telling you now, history. If any of these people here miss me, be no need to stew. I mean, I'm blinking too. Thank you all so much, everybody. My name is Marco Romeo, like I said, and you can follow me on Instagram at Marco Romeo Poetry. That's Marco Romeo Poetry, MarcoRomeo, and then poetry. So one thing like that. Thank you so much.
Marco, thank you so much. And this is what we do when we hear good verses. We snap our fingers, because that's how we do at the club on Tuesday night when I hang out with Marco. Excuse me. When I host him. See, when I hang out with Marco, I don't do a lot of poetry because I'm hosting all night and I like to let other people perform. So I'm usually, Marco will tell you, I'm usually acting stupid most of the night on stage.
Yeah.
I'm usually being funny or acting stupid or something like that, you know. God, yeah. We got a comment there from Ed Brown. Great job, Marco.
Oh, thank you, Connor.
So it's much appreciated. Ed's one of our. Ed's an old friend of mine. He's one of our regulars. Karen Smith is watching. Hey, Karen, I know you're watching. Let me know, and I can see if I can send you a link if you want to do some verse. So, because we're just gonna do some verse and everything, and get poets on, and get poets, in and out of here. I got a couple more poets coming up. So, Karen, let me know. But Marco, thank you so much for coming on. Hey, I got Lost Child coming up, and I got Paige from down in Atlantic City coming up. So, if you want to stay on and listen and watch everybody, hey, let me know. Like, matter of fact. So I don't know if Paige has gotten on yet. Kathy will let me know. I'm not. Paige is there.
Here I am.
Oh, Paige is there. Paige, it is so. Thank you so much for doing this. It's usually Kathy and Ken explain pop culture. I am going solo tonight because my sister's kind of tied up with some things. But I really appreciate you coming through. I appreciate the invitation. I love, you're the one poet that I invited that I've never met in person. I invited another one I've never met in person too, but she couldn't make it. But you're the one I've never met in person. Mm-hmm. And we got to change that some kind of way.
Definitely. Where are you at? I don't even know where you are.
I am you're in Atlantic City, right?
Yes.
I am in Runnymede, New Jersey. I'm like near Deffert Mall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not too far. We can make that happen.
Yeah, we can make that happen because maybe I am. Look, man, I do not have a green thumb. I do not. I don't
either, and somehow I figure it out.
Yeah, I know, and I do not work well with tools, or I'm a nerd.
Okay.
I'm that guy that I can tell you anything you want to know about the Marvel universe and about the DC universe. I can't fix anything. I can write you. I can, I got a degree in literature, so I can write you a B paper on Hemingway.
Very
All I
nice.
can. That's all I
Hey,
can do.
that's more than most people can do. And guess what? Guess what? My kids are named after superheroes, so you're in good
Really?
company.
What are your kids' names?
So I have my oldest name is Clark, which you know is Clark Kent,
Clark
right?
Kent.
Yes, and then I have Simon, which is Simon Templar from the same.
Okay.
And then I have Peter, which is Peter Parker's
okay.
Spider-Man. And then my last one is Penelope, and she's named after all the girl superhero names were not my favorite, like Barbara, like Diane. I'm like, this is not good.
Tell me it's Penelope Pitstop.
It is.
I am freaking right now.
He knew who you were named after. Come here, come say hi real quick.
Pitstop, yes.
This is my mini me.
Hi, Penelope. How you doing?
Good.
Okay. She is so adorable. She's so adorable.
Thank you.
So we're celebrating National Poetry Month and on our show because we talk about a lot of different topics on pop culture. What was I going to say? Who's your favorite poet? What poet inspired you?
Oh my gosh, I have so many because I don't know, like I feel like the ones that we've been meeting through Zoom, like like Amira Shabazz is like one of my favorites. Right. Raymond Tyler, like he always has something to pull out of the bag. So yeah, for right now in my life, it's like that's who I'm reading. I'm buying everybody's books that I know and reading their stuff.
Have you listened to my album yet?
No, I didn't even know you had an album.
Wow. Okay. No, it's on all platforms. It's called Throwing Paper by Kenny Walker Jr. It's on Spotify.
And we can do this, it's all one love. Do it for the world, because see, that's what I'm thinking of. This racism thing, it's just another form of hate. Let's throw it all away so we can all be great. And if I can teach the world to appreciate color, if I can teach the world to love one another, I can die a truly free man because I live the best way I can.
She just threw that up there. My sister is in the backstage.
That was perfect timing. Your sister's.
I know that was. She's listening and she's doing some stuff. So she's like perfect timing. And that drawing is actually done by my son, my older son, who's an artist. Yeah, who's an artist. He actually did that drawing. I want you to do two things for me. I want you to, before you do your spoken word piece, I want you to tell people what you're doing down with the garden in Atlantic City.
Sure. So I'm the founder and director of programs for a nonprofit organization called CROPS. That's the acronym. It stands for Communities Revolutionizing Open Public Spaces. So what we do is we run farmers markets, we run community gardens. This year we're going to have we're building 2 more gardens. So we'll have 4 locations. We have 3 locations for our farmers markets, and then we do educational programs to help people become entrepreneurs, to be farmers market vendors, to be farmers, to empower them to understand you don't need acreage to become a farmer. Like you can use a small amount of space and really grow a lot in it. We have one person on our board who, I didn't even know this, he grows hydroponically. So I said, I want to come out and see your farm. And I was on a Zoom with him and he goes, here, I'll show you, and turns the computer. He literally turned his dining room into his micro farm.
Wow.
So he grows in there. Yeah.
Wow.
It's wild because he comes to the market and he's got these microgreens and he's got plants that he grows right in his dining room. So I'm like, your story is what people need to hear. There's a lot of ways you can make money and still be healthy. All
right, Cassie. And people who are in our comments, Cassie put a link into the micro farm that she was talking about.
Oh, awesome.
So she just put that link in there. She's on the ball, man. She is on the ball.
Yes, she really is. I think you need an underscore in between the two, though. I think it's crops _ markets. And then there's also crops NJ is the other one. So,
okay. Now, do me a favor and bless us with, your sound is great. Bless us with some verse.
All right, here you go. And I knew you were going to ask me about the garden. So this piece has to do with gardens. And let me read the piece, baby, and then I'll help you. So let me see if I can show you the picture. So if you go onto Crops NJ, my poetry is actually on Fly By Poetry on Instagram. So yeah, here's my piece. It's called Resiliency. Resiliency springs from seeds buried deep inside of me. I will rise to the occasion and beyond it. I am not bonded to yesterday's truth. I see no use. Eyes open like petals. Amongst concrete and metal, I am soft. A place where hardness yearns to get lost. I am the forest, seen through the trees. I am life beyond bounds of street corner philosophy. I am truth. Where nothing grows, I grew, existing in places you never knew to be anything but barren. Thriving in spaces about which people have long stopped caring, I grow like a weed. From a wind-blown seed, I took root. Digging deep, I let the hope of my existence seep beneath the feet of those who would rather keep on walking, keep on stalking the landscape for an escape when the oasis is right here. Right beneath, noses turned up in fear. They miss me and all that could be here on the ground. But feeling hushed, I don't make a sound. Eyes on the skies, forever looking for storms on the horizon. There is no disguising the uncertainty of what the future will bring. So I stopped here and made the place I landed my everything. Won't you come and sing with me a while? Without regard to lyrics or style, you don't need to walk a million miles. Just stay with me and learn a little about resiliency. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Man, that is awesome. That is so awesome. Wow. Paige, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So much. Because I mean, she's only seen me like so we've never really met in person. For her to do this for me is phenomenal. But that whole not meeting in person thing, we're going to fix that very soon.
Yes. I'm going to plant some seeds. I'll bring them with me. So we'll find some spot.
Okay, I'm going to come down. I'm going to come down there with you guys, and I'm going to get my hands dirty.
Yeah, I'm going to be running an open mic series this summer in Atlantic City. So keep your eyes peeled in person. Oh, I love all these comments I'm getting to. I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
I'll keep you posted.
Oh yes. Please keep me posted. I will take the drive down to Atlantic City.
Oh yeah.
And do that because I go to Atlantic City and I don't like to gamble. So right. I'm not like a beach person. But if somebody tells me there's an open mic down there, I can go and spit at.
All right, and then I'll drag you over to the garden.
Yeah, and then you can drag me to the garden. I was going more for the me going to the open mic thing, but okay, I'll go to the garden too.
All right, fair enough. She's dancing behind me too.
Thank you so much, Paige.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Oh man, that is phenomenal. Do we have another poet in the back? I know I had somebody set for 9:00. I don't know if he made it in at 9, but if he's Oh, Kathy, you're here.
I am making a special guest appearance.
What do you think? What do you think of the show so far?
Snaps. You are crushing it. You are crushing it, and I appreciate you. I love you. I'm probably going to go in the back because there's no need for me to even be here. So
Okay.
I don't.
Do I have another poet in the back?
I don't see anybody in the waiting room, so I will let you know in the private
There should
chat.
be somebody in the room. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go through my. Who's your favorite poet, Kathy?
My favorite poet is probably Maya Angelou. And
1928
you got
to
tell,
2014.
I was watching a little bit at the beginning, and you told your story about the treadmill. I want to tell my Maya Angelou story because
Okay, go ahead.
One of my teachers actually asked me to talk to the students a little bit when they were studying some quotes, and they were studying a quote, and I believe it was Mahatma Gandhi, about being the change you want to see in the world. And we were just talking about the power of words. And I was talking about Maya Angelou and how one of my favorite quotes of hers was about that people will forget what you say and forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And I know, or I always remember that Maya Angelou quote because when I was going to school at Rutgers in Camden, one night I actually had a chance to see Maya Angelou speak in person and reading from her works and reading some of her poetry as well. Afterwards, there was a reception for Maya Angelou. And you know what? I knew she was coming. I knew she was one of my favorite artists, but I was like, ugh, I got work to do. I was like working, going to school and studying and everything else. And I'm like, oh, I'm not going to have time to go. And then I'm thinking, how many times am I going to get a chance to see Maya Angelou and hear her speak? So I figured, okay, I kind of went like a last minute decision to go. And a friend of mine in college actually told me there was a reception afterwards for her. And I'm thinking, oh, cool, but you probably need an invite or a ticket or something to get in. And I'm like, he's like, no, we're going, and we're going to crash it. And again, it was the 80s and my friend was like total, like punk rocker looking kind of person. So I don't know how he got us in, but he got us in. And we're at this reception, and there's this long line, and Maya Angelou's at a seat, and people are coming up, and they're meeting her, taking pictures with her, and she's signing books. And I'm like kicking myself in the head, going, you know what? I know why the cage bird sings was just like the definitive like novel for me. It was the first time I was reading a book and it was about like a young black girl, and I'm thinking, wow, they write books about people who look like me, and that was so important to be seen in that way, and you know, to be a part of those words, not only for Maya Angelou but also authors like Toni Morrison, who to me, even though she's not a poet, she writes in a very kind of poetic way, and it's very like her words are just so artfully chosen. But anyway, I digress. But and I'm sitting there kicking myself, going, I didn't even bring my book. I should have brought a book. Come on, how? In any case, through all this time, I'm like, okay, I don't have a book, and I'm watching the line, and I'm thinking, I'm never going to get a chance to meet Maya Angelou again. So, you know what? Book or no book, I'm just going to at least go and say hi and just let her know how much that book, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings, how much it impacted me as as a person, as a reader, even. And so when the line got down and it was at the end, and she was kind of like packing to go because for her it had been a long day. She'd done this presentation. She'd spent like probably about almost 2 hours on this line signing all these books. So at the end, I say, Miss Angelo, I didn't even bring my book, which I know is ridiculous because I'll never have another chance to meet you. But I just want to say how much I love you and how much your book impacted me. And I'm like, blah, 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 just word salad. I don't know. You know, when you meet your idols, you don't know what to really to say to them. And you know what? She she said, "Oh, baby, that is quite all right." She stood up, she hugged me, she gave me a kiss, and to me, it was like that was better than having an autograph or anything in my book because I got to kind of connect with her in a real human way, and that's why she was always always my favorite. And I love her, and I love that quote by her because she made me feel so special in that moment by just connecting with me. And nothing, you know, no autograph or anything is going to replace that moment that I got to meet Maya Angelou.
Could you
So
now Ed put a Maya Angelou quote in there in the comments? Could you put that up there?
hmm a rock, a river, a tree. Is that the quote? Okay.
Yeah.
Host. Okay. Oh, okay. That's from the poem that she read for an inauguration speech, right?
Yes.
For
Yeah.
Bill Clinton's. Right. That was
Yeah.
from On the Pulse of the Morning. So,
Yes.
and I know
Yes.
a lot of people have sung praises for the young poet laureate that spoke at this past inauguration. But
Yes.
and again, I remember Maya Angelou doing that during Bill Clinton's inauguration, which was giving poetry again a new light and a new breath by presenting it during the
Do we have
inauguration.
anybody in
So
the
that's
waiting room?
awesome. We don't have anybody coming
Okay. Well,
in
that
right
person,
now. Do
I
you
had
want me to
another
put
person.
the link in the show notes,
Yeah,
or
put the link
I
in the
can
show
have?
notes, and
Okay.
let me see if that guy comes in because he's phenomenal, and I hope he does. He just messaged me that he didn't know whether to call or come in, and I don't know what he's
Okay.
doing.
Because
But
yeah,
you don't have the
and
phone set
again,
up.
I've been
Yeah,
on the phone all day,
yeah,
so I
I
don't know how
know.
much
Yeah.
power I got.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go through a couple of poets. Paul Laurence Dunbar, 1872, 1906. My grandfather used to love Paul Laurence Dunbar, and I actually, from his collection, he had a Paul Laurence Dunbar book that he read a lot, and I actually have that book that Pop Pop had,
Oh wow, cool.
and I have that still in my collection.
You remember when
Um,
Pop Up, he would actually do, and if you know Paul Laurence Dunbar, and a lot of his poetry was written in the vernacular, and and again, if you read it, you'd have to kind of wrap your head around, the way he kind of wrote the way people spoke, I guess,
yeah,
in that
in
time
those
and
times,
period, and those
yes,
times and period, and our grandfather, which we call Pop Pop, because
yes.
hey, I was the oldest kid. I got to pick the names. That's what I chose. So that's what we went with. Pop Pop. Pop
Uh,
Pop and
how do we?
Mimo.
Where'd you get Mimo from? Where'd you get
I,
Mimo and
I
Pop
have
Pop?
no idea.
Mimo and Pop
Hey,
Pop. That's what we got.
I was probably two. I was learning words. It
We
worked
got
for
Mimo and
me.
Pop
I
Pop,
had a
and I got
grandmom. I had a mama. So
Mimo and
I,
Pop Pop, and I had to
me,
use
mom, and
that.
Pop Pop, and that,
Yeah,
uh, I can't blame
I would
anybody
have I
else
would have
because
came up
that's
with
something I came up with.
yeah, I would have came up really with really original names, but still, in any
Well,
event,
our mother's mother, everybody called her mama.
everybody called her
So
Mama. Yes.
yeah.
So,
So
if you're on my page and if you want to come in and come into on by video, do a spoken word piece. If you go to if you go to Facebook, Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture, there's a link in there that will get you backstage.
well,
If you want to do a spoken
Kenny,
word piece.
I know you do a lot of spoken word. Do you have a piece that you could
Yeah,
probably
I
do?
do, I
Or
do.
were
But
you going
before
to end with it? I don't know. I
I'm
don't
not
want
going
to
to end with it, but I
cramp
just
your
want to go
style.
down. My greatest influence was Langston Hughes,
Hmm.
1902 to 1967. Um, I love
What's your
Langston
favorite
Hughes.
Langston Hughes poem?
Oh, Indigo Speaks Rivers.
Okay, a Negro
That
speaks
that and
rivers.
I can't.
I,
Don't ask me to quote it. I
the-
can't. But
I'm partial
I've
to
known
Harlem, but
rivers. We posted partial to what?
I'm partial to Harlem, but that's probably because of uh, doing a Raisin in the Sun last
Yeah,
year.
yeah, that's why you're partial to Harlem. Maya Angelou, 1920. I just said that one. Nikki Giovanni is still with us.
Oh,
1943. I have a Nikki Giovanni story. I actually belong to a poetry group. We used to do our readings on South Street, and I met Nikki Giovanni and Sonia Sanchez. Sonia Sanchez, I didn't have too much interaction with her, but when Nikki Giovanni came, the leader of the group came to me and said, "Kenny, I have a job for you." And I'm like, "What's going on?" She goes, "Your job is to be Miss Giovanni's escort and like shadow her and help her out with everything." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" I almost peed my pants. Like I was just so excited. I had to. It was my job to be Nikki Giovanni's side man. Now we had sent the car to pick her up. But it's Nikki Giovanni. You know what she did? She walked the 18 blocks from the hotel that they set her up in to the venue. And we said, well, we sent the car. She said, I don't need no car. Like, I'm walking. So I came over. I said, Miss Giovanni, Nikki, and I'm like, okay, Miss Giovanni. My name is Kenny, and I'm Kenny Walker, and I'm going to help you out because everybody wanted to sign. It was my job to keep the line good and to keep her and like to help her out when she signed all these books and everything. But I sat down. I was like, Miss Giovanni, and she's like, Nikki, and I'm like, I need to ask a question. She's like, yeah. I said, before everybody gets here, do you mind signing my book first? And she cracked up. She signed my book, and we took a picture together, which I meant to have out, but I saved my pictures in storage. And if I find it, I will, down the line. But I have a picture of me and Nikki Giovanni, hanging out and smiling and everything else. James Baldwin in 1924 to 1987. The Last Poets is a group of poets, and I'm not going to go through everybody's name. And Gil Scott Heron also, 1949 to 2011.
The revolution will not be televised.
The revolution will not be televised. And the Last Poets is a group of poets. A lot of them are deceased, but the group, the Last Poets, is still going on. And the Last Poets are very influential to me because I heard them when I wasn't supposed to be listening to them, because when they were out when I was a kid in the 70s, they did a lot of profanity, a lot of cursing, and I wasn't allowed to listen to the record. And I'm going to tell myself now, but when my mom and
Those
dad
are records
weren't
you have
home,
to listen to on the sneak tip.
yeah, when my mom and dad weren't home, I would listen to that, and sometimes I would listen to the Mom's Mabley record that we had because that would scare me sometimes. But I would listen to the Last Poets, and I have on my album that Kathy posted earlier. There's a poem that's kind of dedicated to the Last Poets and Gil Scott Heron, and it's called because Gil Scott Heron did The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. That was in response to the Last Poets When the Revolution Comes. And my piece on my album is called What Happened to the Revolution, which kind of says, back in the 70s and late 60s, we had a lot of Black power going on. But then between then and now we have Black Lives Matter and everything. But between then and now, we kind of lost the fight a little bit on Black power. So it was what happened to the revolution is kind of my telling of, what we, So, but check that out. But as far as spoken word, we don't have anybody backstage right now.
Nobody has showed up backstage.
All right, so nobody showed up backstage. So I'm going to do a spoken word piece. And I did this. I've been doing this spoken word piece for years, and it was kind of like this thing where I used to work at a pizza shop. A friend of mine owned a pizza shop, and I was the only Black guy there. Everybody else was like either Italian or some kind of German or relation Italian. And we were watching a TV show, and a TV show, it was a movie about an opera singer, and they were all shocked that I'd never heard this opera singer because a lot of them were from South Philly and things like that. I have family in South Philly. They were very shocked I never heard this opera singer, and I was like, no. So I watched the movie because I like old movies anyway. And we watched like AMC back when they showed nothing but, original old movies back then. And I liked the movie because it was a music, it was about opera. So we went on, it was fine. A week later, we're watching Jeopardy, and it was about women in America. And the question was, of this event, she only wanted to sit down after a hard day's work. And I said, oh, that's Rosa Parks. And they looked at me and was like, how'd you know that? Like, Rosa who? Like, some of them didn't even know. And then the answer was Rosa Parks. And they're looking at me like, how'd you know that? And I was like, well, it's a civil rights story. Like, that's Rosa Parks. So this is called My America. It's about two different Americas. People growing up in two different Americas. My America is the place where I live. My America is the place where I'll die. It's the place where we all look for that pie in the sky. My America has colors more than any other rainbow. You need to stand out for your true colors to show. If you have a dream, this is where you go. Yes, my America. My country 'tis a thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. My America took a red man's land to never give it back, and then it labor for free, so it enslaved the black. Being different in any way makes you subject to attack. Yo, man, step back. My America thinks justice is on the side. It's arrogant to a fault and filled with pride. Hold on tight, we're all along for the ride. As you fly by, you way by, you way by, you way by. Yeah, that's my America. My country 'tis a thing. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing, sing. My America bore great people from our race. Let me see, we had inventors, entertainers, presidents, and those that walked in space. But it's very important that you know your place. What do you mean I got to get back to my place? My America may be different from where you grew, from who you are and what you do. Each America different, each America true, each America true, each America true, each America true. Yeah, that's my America. My country 'tis a thee. Sweet, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, sing. Everybody sing. So that's my America. Is this that? You give me the stats? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Give you the snaps.
Give me the snaps. So yeah. So let me see. I'm trying.
We do have a poet in the
okay
in the waiting room.
Who's in the waiting room? Let's see who's in the
poet. Lochi.
Lost Child. That's Lost. That's my man. Lost Child.
Oh, Lost Child. Okay.
Lost Child. My buddy Lost Child. Let me tell you about Lost Child. Lost Child is a character. He's very serious. Pay close attention to him speak because he is fast, but he is very gifted. He's very talented. We have a habit of when we hang out at poetry readings, laughing at dumb things and getting in a lot of trouble. And I never forget that we were at a poetry reading, and there was a guy who was supposed to be. We were at an event where we had rappers, poets, and there was a guy that was complaining about not getting to read because he gave up his turn to somebody else, and he was complaining to the other hostess. He was complaining to me, and Lost Child pretty came up and said, "Look, it's over. It's done." Like he kind of shut it all down and said, "Okay, we leave it. It's over." And I'm like. Well, I need to get cold like that again because wow. But Lost Child, how you doing, man?
Unmute myself. Hey, I'm good.
Yeah, you don't have to mute yourself, man. Lost Child, who's your favorite poet? Who inspires you?
It's the second time this week that I've gotten that question. And I honestly have to say I can't say that I have a favorite. I came up kind of weird into the game where in school I never had a creative writing class. I never necessarily had to do anything like even in regular English class as far as reading some of the greats of yesteryear. The Langston Hughes, the Maya Angelou, or not nobody, white, black, or anything. So I didn't grow up on poetry. I just kind of walked into this thing and kind of fell into it from more of a lyricist perspective, from hip hop and reggae. So I can't even say that I have a favorite because I can't recite nobody else's stuff. I can't recite Amiri Baraka. I can't recite Langston Hughes. I can't recite Maya Angelou because I've read it after I came into the game and I realized I was kind of out of place as a poet that didn't know the poets who paved the way before me. So I've gone back and read and I have the books and stuff now, but I've never memorized any of the stuff to say who's my favorite. I respect them.
All right. Do me a favor, brother.
Yes.
Why don't you spit something out for me, man?
All right.
But wait. Well, hold on. Before you do this, I want to keep it PG, so don't spit out that 2-minute deal.
I remember that part. Yes. I don't think I'm that bad. I mean, every now and then I might, in context, I say certain things, but
No, no, no.
Hey,
no,
if you
no.
have to, you have to. You
No,
know?
no. Lost Child has this poem that he does that gets all the women in the club excited. And I don't want that. That's not the poem I want. That's not the one I want tonight. I don't.
All right, that's easy to not do.
Okay. All right, let's spit some gift for us. Kathy, give him a screen. Let's spit some gift for us, man.
All right, let me think. I'm trying to go through my entire thing in my head real quick to realize what words are where and what's being said. All right, I can make it easy. I just read it. That way I know for sure. This is my initial rhyme. Because in my head, rhythm is measured in motion. Open and third ocular orifices, protruding parallel paradigms of space and time, unlimited in an eternal essence, evident in the inevitability of existence, consistent in the continuum of casually calculated rhyme schemes. I mean, if a dream dreamt is felt is a proof of a previous life lived, or alternate algorithms amalgamated with acute accuracy, aligning time and inconceivable from limited mind's eyes, discreetly disguised in plain sight. Because see, the pharaohs foretold the function of existence, but for the sake of finding fortune, the Anglos missed it. Desecrated the definitions defined by the inscriptions, aligned with astronomical anomalies attenuated by these astrophysicists who are physically limited by these physically limited with I'm messing up. I'm just flipping and flopping all over my words. I forgot where I was at just that quick. It happens sometimes. I lost my spot. Where are y'all at? I can't even see y'all no more. Take my time. I don't have time. It's now or never.
No. Just do whatever you want to do, man. Just if you want to start over again, start over again.
All right, I'll start over from the top. Taking it from the top. Yeah, my people. I'm gonna actually try to read it. This is my initial rhyme, because see, in my head, rhythm is measured in motion. Open and third ocular orifices, protruding parallel paradigms of space and time, unlimited in an eternal essence, evident in the inevitability of existence, consistent in the continuum of casually calculated rhyme schemes. I mean, if a dream dreamt is felt is a proof of a previous life lived, the alternate algorithms amalgamated with acute accuracy, aligning time and inconceivable from limited mind's eyes, discreetly disguised in plain sight. Because see, the pharaohs foretold the function of existence, but for the sake of finding fortune, the Anglos missed it, desecrated the definitions defined by the inscriptions, aligned with astronomical anomalies attenuated by these astrophysicists who are physically limited without the insight of the ancestors. But see, me, blessed by these benefactors, my brothers and I rely on innate insight, on universal law, once led legions breathe in the same atmosphere. But what's happening here is deception, dissecting the diatribe of the deceivers, redirecting the believers' misdirection, directly affecting the inception of the inflection of anything correlated to melanin, correction carefully calculated for the consumption of any of many who made it to see the resurrection of the Son of Man. I stand here on stolen land where my stolen forefathers before me would stand here on stolen land, and now the chickens done bust up out the coop and come home to roost, and some seeds have taken root from that strange fruit. This truth you can no longer refute. See, the day of reckoning is upon us, and many won't make it, but for those who do, you will see the dawn of the new sun on the horizon. Grand rising, kings and queens. Peace. I made it that
time. Poet Lost Child. Poet Lost. He you know, when I first met him, I was like, what is this guy saying? But then when you hear him a couple of times,
he had the strange fruit in there.
I'm telling you,
there was some gems in there.
Look, man, this cat is serious, and I'll tell you what. When the pandemic first started, Kiana had my car. I couldn't go nowhere, and this is when like they started doing the protest after George Floyd had passed and whatever. And they started doing it. I'm like, yeah, I need to go. And this brother came from, where you at, Millville?
Bridgeton, down there by Millville, yeah.
He came from Bridgeton to Runnymede, picked my behind up to go to a Black Lives Matter rally in Washington Township, Sewell. So, you know, the brother's deep. He's one of the few poets in our. I know a lot of poets. He's one of the few poets I like to call friend, because he's really deep at this. But and he's also going to be one of the because right now I'm putting together a label for spoken word artists in the South Jersey area, and Lost Child is going to be one of our artists.
Very impressive. Thank you so much, folks. You can follow him on Instagram at Poet Lost Child,
Yes.
and
Yes.
do follow, do support. And is he also one of the performers that appear down at Miss Sealy's Blues?
Yeah, sometimes he does. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
sometimes he
because
does.
I got this goofy work schedule now, so I work in the afternoon, so I can't make it on Tuesdays. But if I get the schedule cleared up, I'll definitely be back in the building on
So
Tuesdays.
before you go, Lost. Don't you have that short piece on why your name is Lost Child?
It's not that short, but I can make it. I can do the intro part of it. Yeah.
No. Cassie, do you mind if he does it?
No, by all means, do it.
Let's do it. Do the whole thing. Do the whole thing.
If I can remember, like I'm still coming off of my hiatus a little bit. Like I said, I'm just
I
getting back.
know. I hate to put you on the spot, man.
No, it's cool because I definitely feel like if you call yourself poet anything, or you consider yourself a rapper, or you always talking about how you in the studio woo woo woo, when somebody asks you to hear something, I need to hear something, or else take the title off your name. That's just if you consider yourself an artist, but you ain't never spitting. And I got is a female that I used to follow on Instagram, and her name is Songbird such and such and such and such. I've known this woman for like 6 years, ain't never heard her sing a note. What am I following you for? Unfollow, delete.
As you can see, this is why me and Lost. This is why when we go places. This is why we get in trouble, man. This is why we get in trouble when we go places.
But yeah, the name I used to love going to events that I had never been before. Nobody knows me. The host don't know me. I would just sign the list and go sit down. And they would look at the list and they were like, I've actually had people skip over me because they didn't know who I was and they couldn't pronounce it. So they were just like, we're not even gonna call this brother up. But I've heard so many different pronunciations of my name. I created a piece that kind of explained what it was, Lost Child, and it's basically it's Lost Child, LOST child, CHILD. But what I did is took off the T and lost, took off the D and child, and smashed the rest all together into one word. I made it a name. It's not just a title that I go by. It's what I actually am, Lost Child. And the reason why I go by the name of Lost Child is because I am descended from that which I know not directly, but my complexion and hair texture point me in an undeniable direction, connected with my demographic section, perfecting the pattern of manhood manufactured by man who actually knew what it meant to be men. Far from perfect in relation to salvation and sin, but grounded on that foundation laid for us way back when, like back when a man would make a child and then stick around and see that child grow and then nurture with a strong hand, so right from wrong that child will know. But currently there seems to be some common misconceptions about us men of color, characterized by these clowns on TV. We be that which we see as detrimental in our own eyes, likened to the lies laid out for our own demise. At some point, somewhere, we've got to sever these ties, like try unplugging the TV, maybe changing a radio station, because reality TV can't be reflective of the future that we're facing, erasing our royal lineage passed down from generation to generation through the word that's spoken and the stories that's told. And well, I choose to hold fast to these truths, which is self-evident that we as a people have evidently been led to forget, letting someone else tell us who we are, how we're supposed to dress, how we're supposed to talk, and how we're supposed to walk in the ways of wayward man. While I stand here today before my peers, before my elders, but especially before those not quite as advanced in their years, as a voice for something doggone near anything, just something different. Peace.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
That is
I thank y'all.
amazing.
I definitely thank y'all for the opportunity, man.
All right,
Thank
thank you, my
you.
brother.
And
I will
again,
yell holler and scream at you later, man.
Yes, sir.
okay, you can follow
Peace.
him on Instagram. Is there anywhere else that we need to know or follow you through?
It's just Facebook and Instagram, and it's the same on both. I try to keep it simple. If you know me one place, you're gonna know me somewhere else. It's Poet Lost Child, separated Poet, first name, last name, Lost Child on Facebook. Instagram is one big old long old word, Poet Lost Child, all together, but it's the same spelling, same words.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for being with
All
us
right, cool. I'll
today.
talk to y'all. Peace.
All right, peace, man. Thanks, man.
Peace. Wow, that was amazing. I didn't even, I could have stayed backstage the whole time. I don't know why I got on. I just,
Yeah, look. If the other
I
two,
wanted to let you know who was backstage and who, because I
yeah,
know you were kind of like,
and yeah, I can't see, but if the other two had been able to make it that I had on, because I had one on the list that I gave you, but I had another one that I talked to after I made the list, and she
okay.
probably couldn't make it. But
No
Dad,
worries. Well,
I'm
you know
glad
what?
you
We
liked the
might have
show.
to come back and do another poetry show because,
Yeah, oh yeah.
the
I
guests
have
were
I have a lot of poetry.
phenomenal.
I have a
And
lot of poetry friends, and those three that came on are great. And let me tell you something. Whew,
And hey, guys, again, we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us on a Saturday night. I appreciate my brother Kenny. Love you for holding it down when I was kind of getting my stuff together. And on the bottom of the screen, you see the names of some of the folks who joined us today. We want to thank Marco Romeo and Fly By Poetry. I'm sorry, what was her first name
Paige,
again, Kenny?
Paige.
Paige,
Uh,
Paige from, and also Poet Lost Child. Just excellent, excellent. Everybody just coming in and, as they say, spitting on the mic and just doing a phenomenal job as we take some time to celebrate National Poetry Month. We appreciate you guys for being here, for supporting the show. Our cousin Lisa, um, Dad who's listening, Michael Mann, who was on earlier. I think he's still around,
he's
still
still on
hanging
there. He's
out.
still on it. Ed Brown.
He's still on call. We thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. It's something we do Saturday night. We talk pop culture. Ooh, coming up next week, we're going to be close to the 4th of May. So may the 4th be
May
with
the fourth.
you.
I have a special wardrobe for next week.
Oh my goodness.
I
Well,
have a special wardrobe for next
I
week.
hope you don't get discouraged by your fall on the treadmill. You are okay. So you'll be
Yeah,
hitting that
I'm fine.
treadmill again.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. I am not going to. If I see that cute lady again, I'm going to avoid her like all kind of embarrassing heck. And because that was a fall and a half, and she kept walking. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine." I'm trying to brush it off. I said, "You know what? I need to leave the
You need to
gym
leave.
now." Yes. There was nothing. And my who was it? It was either Olivia or Mackenzie, one of my daughters. They said, you can't go back to that gym, right?
I think
No, it was Olivia
both
said I can't go back to that gym. It was when I called Mackenzie. She was with my other daughter Justine, and Justine was in the back saying, "What gym was it? Because we need to call them up and get the video." My kids love me
Well,
though. They really
listen,
do.
we are out of here. We certainly appreciate all you guys for watching. Know that you can help support the show so we can keep our graphics and keep our guests coming in by going to buymeacoffee/KWalk Comedy and supporting the show. Um,
Yes, please buy us coffee.
so, hey, yeah, the girl checked on you,
She
so
did
that's a
check. She
good
did check.
sign.
She probably looked at because
You
she
don't
looked like she
stand a
was younger. She probably
chance,
like
but
this old man out here trying to work out.
hey,
This
I
old man.
applaud you. You said you were going to do it. You did it. You're the
I did
man.
it.
So, yay
I can't
for
wait to go
you.
back on Monday.
All right. So, you're going back to the gym on Monday. We're going to be
Yes.
back here next Saturday. Again, we thank you so much for tuning in for Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. We will see you guys next week.
God bless your soul and keep living, man. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.